Most people don't realize they're drowning in debt until it's already too late. You make the minimum payment. You feel okay for a week. Then the interest kicks in. And somehow, even though you're paying every month, the balance barely moves. Maybe it even goes up. That's not an accident. That's exactly how debt is designed to work. In this video, I'm going to show you a clear, step-by-step system to get out of debt as fast as possible. Without gimmicks, without magic, and without pretending it's easy. Because it's not easy, but it is simple. And simple is all you need. Stay with me, because the strategy I'm going to share in this video has helped millions of people eliminate debt completely. And it can work for you too. Welcome to centsmart, where we break down personal finance for real people who are just getting started. If you're new here, subscribe now. We put out new money content every single week. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about what debt actually costs you. Not in some abstract future way. Right now. Today. Let's say you have $5,000 on a credit card with a 20% interest rate. If you only make the minimum payment every month, it will take you over 15 years to pay it off. And you'll pay more than $6,000 in interest alone. On a $5,000 balance, you'll pay more in interest than you borrowed in the first place. That's not a typo. That's how credit card math works. Every dollar you're paying in interest is a dollar that isn't building your emergency fund, isn't going into your retirement account, isn't improving your life. Debt doesn't just cost you money, it costs you time. It costs you options. It costs you freedom. So, let's fix it. Before you can pay off debt, you need to know exactly what you're dealing with. Most people have a vague sense of their debt. They know it's bad, they know it stresses them out, but they avoid looking at the actual numbers because it feels overwhelming. That stops today. Get out a piece of paper and write down every single debt you have. For each one, write 4 things: the name of the debt, the total balance, the interest rate, and the minimum monthly payment. Credit cards, student loans, car loans, personal loans, money you owe to family. Everything goes on the list. Don't leave anything out. This list might feel uncomfortable to look at. That's okay. The discomfort you feel right now is useful. You cannot fight an enemy you refuse to look at. Once you have the list, add up the total. That's your number. That's what you're working toward eliminating. Now let's talk about the 2 most effective debt payoff strategies ever created. The first is called the Debt Avalanche. You list your debts from highest interest rate to lowest. You make minimum payments on everything, and then you throw every extra dollar at the highest interest rate debt first. Once that's paid off, you roll that payment into the next one. And so on. Mathematically, the Avalanche saves you the most money because you're eliminating the most expensive debt first. The second strategy is called the Debt Snowball. You list your debts from smallest balance to largest, regardless of interest rate. You attack the smallest debt first with every extra dollar you have. Once that's gone, you roll that payment into the next smallest. The snowball doesn't save you as much money as the Avalanche, but it gives you something the Avalanche doesn't: quick wins. Paying off that first small debt, even if it's only $300, feels incredible. It proves to your brain that this is actually working. It builds momentum. And momentum is what keeps most people going when things get hard. Studies show that people who use the snowball method are more likely to actually become debt-free. Because motivation matters. Psychology matters. Here's my honest take. If you're very numbers-driven, use the Avalanche. It'll save you more money. If you've tried to pay off debt before and given up, use the snowball. The momentum will carry you further than the math will. The best strategy is the one you'll actually stick to. Now, let's talk about the fuel that makes either strategy work: extra money. The speed at which you pay off debt is directly tied to how much extra money you can throw at it each month. Minimum payments keep you in debt for years. Extra payments cut that timeline dramatically. There are two sides to this equation. Cut your expenses or increase your income. Ideally, both. On the cutting side, go through your last 30 days of bank statements. Look for subscriptions you forgot about, food spending that got out of control, and impulse purchases you don't even remember making. Most people find $50 to $100 a month pretty quickly just by doing this exercise. Cancel every subscription you don't actively use. Meal prep instead of ordering out. Pause non-essential spending for 90 days. You're not cutting these things forever. You're cutting them until the debt is gone. On the income side, think about what you can do to bring in extra money in the next 30 days. Sell things you don't use. Offer a service to people in your network. Pick up extra hours at work. Deliver food on weekends. Every extra dollar you throw at debt reduces the interest compounding against you every single month. The more aggressively you attack it, the faster the numbers start working in your favor. Now let's talk about one of the most overlooked debt payoff tools, negotiating your interest rates. Most people don't know this, but you can call your credit card company and ask them to lower your interest rate. Credit card companies would rather keep you as a customer at a lower rate than lose you entirely. A simple phone call can sometimes result in an immediate reduction. Even dropping from 20% to 15% saves you real money. Another option is a balance transfer card. Some credit cards offer 0% interest for an introductory period, usually 12 to 21 months, on balances you transfer from other cards. If you qualify and you're disciplined enough not to rack up new debt on the old card, a balance transfer can save you a significant amount of interest. There are fees involved, usually around 3%, so do the math first. But for many people, it absolutely makes sense. A third option is consolidating multiple high-interest debts into a single personal loan at a lower rate. This simplifies your payments and reduces total interest. Just don't use the newly available credit on your cards to rack up more debt. That's a trap many people fall into. Now I want to address the biggest mistake people make when paying off debt. They don't stop creating new debt while paying off old debt. This is why building even a small emergency fund before aggressively attacking debt is so important. Even $1,000 in a separate account means that when the car repair happens, you don't have to touch the credit card. If you haven't watched our video on building an emergency fund, I'll link it in the description. Let's also talk about what to do when you feel like quitting. Because you will feel like quitting. There will be a month where something unexpected happens and you can't make your extra payment. There will be a month where the balance barely moved and you wonder if any of this is even working. This is normal. This is the process. When you have a bad month, do not quit. Look at what happened, make a small adjustment, and keep going. Track your progress visually. A simple spreadsheet, an app, or even a hand-drawn chart. Whatever makes the numbers feel real and the progress feel visible. Celebrate every milestone. Pay off your first debt and actually acknowledge it. You're doing something most people never do. And remind yourself regularly of why you're doing this. Maybe it's to stop feeling stressed every time you check your bank account. Maybe it's to quit a job you hate. Whatever your reason is, keep it in front of you. The math of debt payoff is simple. The psychology is what trips people up. So let's bring it all together. Write down every debt you have. Choose your strategy. Avalanche for maximum savings. Snowball for maximum momentum. Find extra money by cutting expenses and increasing income. Explore rate negotiations, balance transfers, or consolidation. Build a small emergency fund so unexpected expenses don't derail your progress. And don't quit when things get hard. This is not a 30-day fix. But every single month you follow this plan, your debt goes down and your freedom goes up. The best time to start was when you first took on the debt. The second best time is right now. If you want a free debt payoff tracker, I've linked one in the description. And if this video helped you, please subscribe, because every week we publish straightforward money content designed to help beginners actually move forward. I'll see you in the next one.